Hello guys, welcome to Serious Code Lab. In today's lecture we'll be talking about compound assignment operators. And if there's any problem in the last lectures or any difficulties for you to understand, please kindly make a complaint in the comment section, or anything you just make the comment section then. Thank you very much. So let's go into today's lecture. So in today's lecture we have prefix and verse postfix operators in C++, increment and decrement simplified. Though in our previous lecture we talked about prefix and postfix, but in today's lecture we'll be talking about how we can simplify it. But we are topic for today's lecture is compound assignment of operators. So that is today's particularly what this lecture is all about: compound assignment operators. So here we'll be simplifying code with compound operators in C++, but we are still under this specific topic, prefix and postfix operators. So we are still under these specific topics, but today's topic actually the main topic is actually or the specific topic is compound operators and compound assignment operators in C++. So I hope you guys walk this with me to the end of this lecture, and I hope you understand or gain something from this. And before we go into this lecture, let's try and summarize what we'll be treating, or what our gain will be for this specific topic. So we have schemes of things to gain. So the first one we have here is understanding the compound operators. So this specific topic here will give you understanding how you can understand more about operators. Grasp how compound operators combine arithmetics or bitwise operators with assignments. So you understand more about compound operators, how you can use combine arithmetics operators with assignments. So that is all we are meant to treat in these specific lectures, actually, including prefix and postfix. So in this section here, second one we have mastering common operators. So we will understand more and have deep knowledge on how to use operators like this in our C++ program. So learn and most frequently used compound operators like this specific one. They are mostly used, which I want you guys to pay more attention in order to understand this. So in order to make use of it in your career, so you have to pay more attention on it. Though there are more than this, there are more, but these are the most commonly used, which is listed here. These are the most commonly used that you can't escape it, no matter what it is. And there are some others too as well. Okay, we are just trying to explain the basic part of it, or let's say have the knowledge about how compound operators is being worked. Assignment, compound assignment operators. So in the third scheme here, we have write shorter clean code by replacing longer operation with compound assignments. So this is how it give you deep knowledge how to write efficient code. In order to write a very clean and clear code, not making the code look so unkept, by using this specific having this efficient knowledge of how to write is by using our assignment operators, compound assignment operators. It will give you this knowledge how to write a very short clean code by replacing the longer operator with the compound operators. So these are examples of compound operators, compound assignment operators. So now the third one here we have is the fourth one is boosting performance. So understand what compound assignment may lead to a more optimized, faster operator. So when you use compound assignment operators, it gives the compilers accurate or more precision how to run a faster code. than you adding together some codes, than you adding two variables together in order to store it in a specific variable and to get the specific value. But by using this specific operators here, which is compound assignment operators, it gives the compiler this kind of clarity knowledge how to run a very faster and executing your code very fast, and it boosts your code. It boosts this, the speed rate of your code. So then the fifth one, we have preventing redundance. So avoiding repeating variables. Like, okay, this is what this means. It makes you avoid you repeating variable. Example, in our previous lecture, we bring something to our knowledge, like we did something like, okay, example, if you want to add, or let's say this is a variable here. The variable is this variable is white. Let's say this is 0. The value that is here is 0. The value stored here is 0, and you actually have, let's try and take some arrow here. So let's give this shape, let's give this white. So now we have this and we have this. So this is what I want you guys to understand. One here, we said okay, number 51, we said avoiding repeating variable in the operators, reducing the chance of mistakes and improving code maintenance. Example, maybe you want to add these two variables together and then you store it in this specific variable here. If I had, okay, let's say this variable is 1, or let's say this is 1. Very good. And you are trying to do, and tell me this is 9. So, and now you are trying to do something like you are trying to do this arithmetic. So these two variables are of the same type, but if you had this plus this, it give you 10. Like this value here will give you 10, and when you have the 10, you store it in this place, and this place here will be called 10. But in order to avoid such, by you repeating this specific code again, repeating specific code, you can just do something like this. You delete this one and get some kind of arithmetic operators like this. Sorry. Should be here. Okay, let's just use this one. No, let's just assume this is plus. Okay. So you can just do something like this here. When you had this 9 variable plus this one here, it will give you 10 as well. So we removed this specific code here. We remove this one here in order to avoid you repeating this specific code. If you guys don't understand me, let's just try and go more so we can understand that in the lecture. Sorry for bringing this up. Okay, so the fifth one is preventing, the sixth one is practical application. So this will give you knowledge how to apply this specific code to compound operators in various real-world coding scenarios like loop, conditions, and data processing. So it helps a lot in loops, conditions, and conditional and data operators. So this specific lecture, which is compound assignment operators, helps a lot in this specific area. Loop, conditional, and the data processing. So it helps in this streaming. It helps a lot when you get into it deep inside of code, or of programs. You will have this very deep understanding how to use it with this specific code. They are very, very important. So the seventh one is strengthening your C++ expertise. So if you use this specific kind of knowledge to deal with your code, it gives you very deep understanding. Deep understanding about C++ code and how to use, how to have a very strong dynamic, strong or being creative about your code. Just let me just bring creativity there. So deepen your knowledge of how operations and expression works in C++, building a very strong, like meaning very strong foundation for more advanced topics. So it's giving very more advanced, like a deep knowledge on how you can actually attack or come across some advanced topic which is more than what we have been treating. So by actually having this knowledge of compound assignment operators, so let's just go into these lectures. In the second slide here we have this some field written code here. So here we have some things, simple stuff written here. So we have integer, we have containers, and we have ints, we have containers. Sorry about repeating integer as int, I'm used to that. So and this one is curly brace, which is 75. So now this is a very simple thing you should guys understand. This is a very simple line you understand. This is the integer data types container, which is variable, and we store the value of 75 in this container. So this container is known as 75 because we store the variable of we store the value of 75 in this variable. So we print out this stuff here, and what will be stored here is 75 because we are just printing the direct value here, and we print end line here, which separates or gives a space between these first lines of code here and the second line of code which is going to be printed here. But first thing I want you to understand is that we did something really we haven't done common, we haven't done stuff like this. So we actually do equivalent to the container of plus. So what we did here is that we added 5 to this container. Sometimes things like this doesn't comes up very well, but in order to avoid such a mistake, that okay, now I want to add 5 to this, or what will I do, start thinking what will I do. Okay, it's either by doing like container, like doing container plus 5, then I store it in the container. It's going to give us 80. The value is going to give us 80 because by removing what is there. So the value I stored it here, what I have here is 75 actually. So what I have here is 75, but because I use the same variable, it's like I am still addressing to the same thing. So what I actually did here is, if I did something like this, it's going to give me 85, 80. So in order to avoid such a long process, and even the compiler can get really, it takes a long process like that, because if the compiler starts reading your code, it takes the first, look at your first written code, it takes the second one and third one as well, and when you get to this specific area here, it checks this first one here and assign the value that is here. Before you assign the value, you're going to say this as variable, this as variable, and add 5 to this variable here, and then store it here. But if you have these the very short forms of code, which is very efficient, when you have something like this, it's very easy for the compiler to make a very fast ways of getting through this. You can just add 5 together to together with containers, and everything is done. So when it does that, it stores the value of 80 here. So the same thing, do the same thing as well. So here we actually print out these containers after adding the 5, and what we should expect here is 80. So in this specific one here we have okay, sorry, I think we should be able to reset it in order to avoid something. Okay, if we should do something like this, there will be a little bit complication, except we can just wrap it up. So now the value that is stored here now is what 80, and we bring this 80 here back, it is automatically 80, and we store the value of we abstract or subtract the value of 5 from this container here. It will be 75 back because we actually removed the value that is we actually removed the value of 5 from this container here, which is being 80 here. We didn't reassign it. I don't mean we assign it, like we do something like this. Sorry. I mean we did something like 75. That's we have assigned it. We have reassigned it, but we didn't reassign the variable. We didn't reassign the variable, and the value that will be here is 75. And when we get to the next one here, we have the value of 75 printed out here, and then end line as well. So in this particular one here, we have multiplications operators. So multiplication operators actually multiplied what we have here, like what we have here times 5 for us. So the value that we're going to have here, since we have actually subtract 5 from 80, which is stored here, so the value we're going to have here is 75, but we're going to have the value of 75 because we are having the value of 75 in this particular one here. So we're going to do 75 times 5, so it's going to give us the answer of what we are going to have here, of the value we're going to have here. So that is, or instead of doing something like container, so I'm just trying to show you what the importance of this, or the benefit of this compound assignment operators. So instead of doing something like this, the value that is here is 75, but it's, since I'm using the same operators here, it doesn't matter what we have here that's going to be stored here. Doesn't matter what we have here. Doesn't matter what we have here. So what we have here that will be stored here. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what variable, what value we have here. Maybe you have 16 something. And in as much as we store the value that is here, we actually assign. It's like we are actually assigning a new value to it. But sorry, it is like we actually assigning a new value to it, and the value that is here is 75, and the value that is here is 5. So we actually do multiplication and said 75 times 5 will give us what should be here, or what's that? That's very long. Can I get that? So we want to actually get our answers, our results before the compiler does for us. Before the compiler does that for us. So in order to avoid this long process by doing container equals to container times 5, you can just do multiplication equals to 5, and then so we're gonna have 75 times 5. So this is gonna be our answer, 375. So we're gonna have the value of 375 stored in this particular place here. But in order to avoid this long procedure, we can just do something like multiplied, and just do something like this, and it works as well. So because you're actually telling that you want to multiply whatever value that is here together with this is what we are actually telling the compiler, and yet it stores the value of 375. So now we end line, and this one is to create space between the first printout this printout statement and this printout statement. And what we have here is divisions. So as well is the same thing we're going to do is by doing container divide by 5, then we store the value in container. But to make it very easier, as we are going through this specific lecture, which is for us to know how to simplify our code, to write a very clean and clear code, shorter code. So it's going to do something like 5 divided by what we have here. So if you have 75, they're going to say 75 divided by 5. So our value should be 15. 15 should be stored here. I hope you guys understand me. So the first thing I want you to understand that if you want to add some kind of arithmetic, like, sorry for repeating myself over and over again, I just want you guys to understand this clearly. This is something that you guys should know. This is a very operator that we have done in our previous lectures. Like, we are actually doing what we have, the value we have here is 75, and we divide it by 5, and it gives us the value of 15 we have here, the value of 15. What I want you guys to understand is that this value that is there doesn't matter. Even if you have 1,000, even if you have 10,000, it does not matter. In as much that you are actually assigning new value to it, it take control over this variable here. But to make a very easier, to write a very cleaner code, you don't need to use this one there. You don't need to use something like that. So just do something like this, and it's doing the same thing as well for you. So the value that will be stored here is 15. And let's do this one here, which is container. So this is modulus, and in our previous lectures, I hope you guys understand what modulo is. The remainder of what our value is. Example, we did the value of, we did 75 divided by 5, and it gave us 15. So if you do something like that here, which is modulo of 75, containers, or let me bring this into your clarity. Okay, fine. So this is what modulus actually do. Modulus divide what is, use 5 to divide what is in this container. But how does it generate its own result? It's actually use the remainder of this specific value and store it in the variable here. Okay, now I have 5 divided by 75, and the remainder is 0. We don't have any remainder left. We only have 15. Or that's just it. We only have 15. We don't have anything here, except if you have 16 now. If you have 16, we can have we can have the remainder of 1. So I'm gonna explain more about that. But because we did not have any remainder, because 75, which you have here, 75 divided by 5 is 15. There is no remainder. No remainder here. It's just 15 that is stored for us here. But if there is remainder, like there's 15.1, the value that will be stored here will be 1, because it gives the remainder of 1. If it's the remainder of 2, it's going to store the remainder of 2 here. But we don't actually have any remainder here. We only have 0, so it's going to store the value of 0 in this container, and we're going to have the value of 0 printed in this place here. So I hope you guys understand me. So in order to avoid this long process as well, just the way I've been explaining it, you can just do the modulus of this, use just this particular forms here, and you get here the same answer. So it's very easy for you to write a very clean and clear code. So in order to talk less and do more, to practice more, so let's just go into our programs here. So I hope you guys understand this. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just copy this as well before I go in. Okay, let me close this, and okay, top place. Oh, sorry. No, okay, fine. Go. Oh, I opened this a lot of times. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so please pop up and let's know what we are doing. Okay. We are still waiting for maybe this is one that opens last, which is slow. Sorry about that. I'm gonna bring this very fast. Sorry. It's very slow. I can't read. It should not be as slow as this. It should be more. It should not be as slow as this. Something is wrong here. We used. Not still opening. Because I open it multiple times, I guess affects our programs. Oh, same thing as well. They are all hugging each other. Both hugging each other. So let's just try and be patient for a while in order for our command prompt to open thing. So we can just write, use it directly from our C++ programs. Okay. Oh, this is taking time. So since we are not using MSCV compiler, let's just use directly for our code. And so this is exactly what you did in our previous lectures. Oh, I'm sorry. Just print new window and let's close this one we have here. It's taking a lot of time. So not still working. So we can just do something like this. So I actually prepared my my template here, so I can just drag it in there. Since I'm not using my MSCV compiler, I can just use it directly. So I'm just using my GCC and MSC. I'm using my GCC and Cloud this as well. I don't really need that now. I'm gonna clear this one here. I'm gonna clear this one here as well. So I'm gonna paste what we have in our lecture is here. I'm gonna paste it here. Okay. Okay, right. Now my code is clean. I actually get the front and there is no error apart from this one here. Okay, good. So this is a very tiny one. I guess it's very tiny. Let me make it larger. Increase the size. So now I have the value of 75. So I have explained this. I hope you guys should understand what it's all about. What everything is all about. So let me generate my binary code. Then explain if I have to. Definitely I will. So now I'm gonna run the code. So what this code is like, clear terminal. That is what it does. But using it for clearing terminal, you must not write any code. You must not print any code, or else it clears everything off. So I make use of this code in an empty or in a section that I didn't really write up anything. Okay, let me try and do this at the right side. So I didn't actually use this code. I code here. So else clears every code I have up here. Communicate directly to the terminal. Okay, so I'm expecting my binary to generate. Oh, sorry about that. I'm kind of extremely slow. I'm sorry about that. So there's really nothing to say much apart from what we actually taught today. So let's just see what our binary is going to give us. We will know where we are going next, or we will see what we are going to adjust next. Oh, this is very silent. Going on. So, okay. So I can just use my control and this specific signs. Sorry, this specific I don't know what the name is. So this one here. Oh, this is too large. Too large. Let me close this one for now. Okay, this specific sign here I have it. Just use your control and click it together. It will bring out your terminal for you. So like control plus this specific one here, it will give you out your terminal. So anyhow you feel like, you can enjoy yourself. Sorry. So let me just clean this up. Let me do that again. Control and that. So if I just run my binary code, you see what happens is that this one is going to take control over this specific area here and clears everything I have here for me. So code lab, and everything is gone. You see what's happening here? Everything is damn gone. So now let's try and see what we have here. Exactly what we did. But our code is not clean. I don't like the way it's not clean. Not clean at all, at all. I don't like it. I'm gonna run it again. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter at all, but I will do that. I'm sorry about that. Though it will get it very fast on it, since that generate the binary and it will optimize it really fast. I mean, more different from before. Not that fast. I mean, not in milliseconds. In fact, in seconds is gone. So it's just I'm using very low code. That's one of the reasons why I have low optimization. So doesn't really matter. I say, why am I even wasting guys' time? So now, okay, fine, clear screen, which I use there, which is CLX is clear screen, which is the same thing I have here. So you can just use any one of them, but I use this to clear my terminal. But I don't have anything here, but in as much as I use this together with my code, it works along with my code, and it carries out the executions together with the code and take over everything we have on the screen here, because I'm actually running my binary file, so it clears everything. So now this is a very good one. Then let's try and understand what it is. I told you guys that this is a value of 75 stored in this container, and it is printed out in this container here, which is 75. Very good, which is the one we have in this place here. So on the next one here, we have the value of 5. We are adding the value of 5 to this container here. The container here is 75. So 75 plus 5 plus 75 is 80, and that's it here. That's what we have here. So there is no difference, I mean, from what is mentioned. So that's so easy and easy for us to do. So instead, okay, fine, I want to, but I'm coming first. I'll come in. I'm gonna bring a very long way you can actually achieve this, and a very easy way you can actually achieve this. But before I do that, I will try and explain this. So 75, the value that is stored here is 80, like I said, because we didn't really assign any value to it. So I'm sorry, let me try and adjust this stuff or close this one here. Okay, so now the value that is stored here is 80. I added 5 plus 75 is 80, and I print out 80 here, and here also the value that is stored here is also 80, because there is no reassign of value. So and I did a subtraction of 5, then the value stored here is 75 back, which is what is here, and when we get to the next one here, we have multiplication here. So the value that is stored here as well is we did the multiplications of there was error. I'm sorry. Here is the value that is stored here is not 75 actually. I mean 75. So it's not gonna be 15. I am so sorry. It's never going to be 15. I divide 5 from what is here, and what is here is 375. Oh come on, I did not. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I apologize. So what is stored here is 375, not 75. So I divide 5 from 375, and it gave us 75. That is what is here, and I was like, what is going on? I'm so sorry. So the value that is stored here is 375, and I did the division of 5 from 375, and it gave us 75. So that's how we get our I will print it out in this particular section here. So the next one, we did what we call modulus, and modulus is kind of tricky way that you guys should relax and pay attention to for you guys to understand. So it's actually takes the value of what is remainder. Example, I did let's say of 22, or let's say 23, divided by 2. We know this is supposed to be 11, but it won't be 11, to be 11.1. Let's try and understand more about that. So let's try and understand more. Let me just bring my calculators there. So yeah, I'm gonna do the value that's supposed to be stored here is, if I did a variable, if I should assign a variable here. Okay, let's say int, but if you use int, we will get our precision. So let's just use float. Let's say number equals to 75. So what we stored here is, our floats, number is. So now, enough for you to understand more about what I said. So I said, I just want to understand what modulus is. Modulus is kind of easy, just is something you can just take an ease. Take it easy to understand. So just have to relax yourself. So float here is a variable, a data type in your C++, and we have a variable which is number, and I did 23 divided by 2. It is going to be 11.1 because I have remainder of 1 at the end. You guys understand me now, I'm coming. So now let's just do something. Say 23 divided by 2. Sorry, it's 11.5. I am sorry about that, but I thought it's supposed to be 1, but it's 5 anyway. So I have the value of, sorry, I have the value of 11.5 here, not 11.1. I thought it's going to be 11.1, though it's supposed to be 11.5 because the average number of the equal size, so it's going to be 24 is, although let me just give it in, I don't want to make this complicated. This is just values. The values I stored here is 11.5. So that's what we actually get. So what this remainder is going to do, that is going to store the one I have here. This I have here. It's going to store it in the container here and print the container for us. It's not going to take the actual value. It only store the remainder of value for you guys. So that's what modulus is. So that's all about that. But I didn't actually have any modulus here, and it gave us 0 because the reason is that 75 divided by what, 5 is 5 and 15. Or if you do it here, let's just do directly from our calculator. 75 at the modulo of 5. Sorry, 75. Okay, directly. Okay, sorry. It actually goes directly. If you do the 75, the modulo of 75 is 0. Okay, let's say the modulo of 76. The modulo of 76. Oh, come on. Anyway, so just try to understand what I'm trying to say here. So now let's try to do something so we can understand more about what we say. So in order to get something, I'm going to do something really difficult, kind of, but I'll make it very easy anyway. Sorry about that. So this is very good, and I'm trying to divide it. So now I'm gonna do instead of container, I'm gonna write variable. Am I even correct by variable? What is going on? So variable is equals to let's say 76. And I'm going to do everything together here in order. So variable variable of so I'm gonna pile everything together. Or let me make this variable one. Okay, let's say oh I'm gonna repeat this code a lot so in order to get it fast. I'm gonna do copy and paste. Okay, no, not like this, not like this. I mean everything like this. Copy. Okay, very good. Sorry. So I'm gonna do subtraction here. I'm gonna do multiplication here. I'm gonna do division here. I'm gonna do modulus here. So now this is gonna be very easy for you now to understand. But this is something that you guys should know. Let me try and adjust this as well. So subtraction, multiplication, and divisions, and modulus. Modulus as well. So good. And what you guys should expect, what we are going to expect is the same thing as what we have in this specific section there. So now this is normal thing that you guys should know. This actually takes it complies a lot, so it's more longer. It's easier for compliers to comply what we have here than what we have here. I repeated variables. I repeat variables like I repeat. Instead of me doing variable, I use only one variable here, and I did something like this, which is this compound assignment operators format, and I get my answer immediately. But when I get here, I didn't do something like that. It's different. I just did only assignment. I added 5 to it, and make it very long. So I actually repeat variables again. So now this thing, the code I have here and the code I have up here, they are the same thing as, exactly the same thing. But the difference is that I will use the variable again, which is kind of on expert, on your clean way you should write a code. So now let's try and run the code again, and let's see what we're gonna get. But the value will be different because I use the value of 76. The reason is that I want the modulus for you to be obvious for you guys. So I want you to bring out the modulus. So you see the modulus will be either 1 or 5. So I think that's everything I want you guys to understand about compound assignment operators, and it's very easy once you know how to get your arithmetic added together. It's very easy for you to use. It's not difficult, it's not hard at all. So that's what I want you guys to understand about these compound assignment operators. Alright, good. So now let me clear the screen and code. Now I just do something like this. Alright, fine. Okay, good. We actually have just one difference because I actually had 76, not 75 anymore. So the value that will be stored here is 76. The value stored here is 76. But because I did something like 76 plus 5. I have 76 plus 5 is 81, not 80 anymore. If it is 75 plus 5 is 80, but it is 81, which is what we have here. So the next one here we have 76, because 76 is what we have here before we actually subtract 76 from 80, 81. And here we have multiply. We multiply 76 times 5, and it gives us 380, different from what we have here, but this one is just 75, but this one here is 76. 5 multiplied by 76, not 5 multiplied by 75. So now what we have here is 76 as well, and good, very very good. That is what I was expecting. I was not expecting 5 before. I was expecting to give me 1, so it's gonna give me the remainder of 1 because it remains 1 for me. So this is it, guys. We have 76 here, so 76 divided by 5 is gonna give us 15 points. That's having a precision of 5, but on modulus is just 1 because it remains 1 for us. So that's just it. I hope you guys understand. So it gives us the remainder of 1, and it stores the remainder of 1 in this specific variable here, and that is it. So that is how modulus work. I hope you guys understand what this is. So I mean, that's all I have to teach, talks about in this lectures. And thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next lectures. Bye. Have a great day.